sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Much love to all.
On November 17, 1961, Rockefeller was traveling up the coast, a region of dense rainforest, mangrove swamp and crocodile-infested mudflats known as the Land of Lapping Death, when his small catamaran capsized in rough seas. Two teenage native guides immediately swam towards shore, around 9 miles, to get help. Following a very uncomfortable night spent clinging to the submerged craft, an impatient Rockefeller stripped to his underpants, strapped together 2 jerry cans for buoyancy and struck out for land, telling his companion, a Dutch anthropologist, "I think I can make it." They were the last words he is known to have uttered. The Dutchman was picked up the next day, but his companion was never seen again. The hunt was exhaustive. His father chartered a Boeing 707 and flew a media army out to the region. Thousands of locals joined a search involving dozens of ships, planes and helicopters. But no trace was ever found, and after 10 days his devastated father gave up. Dutch officials presumed that Rockefeller had drowned. But he had been a strong swimmer, the sea was calm, the tide was pushing him to shore and the local sharks weren't man-eaters. Rumors persisted that he had reached land. Then, in 1968, New York Magazine editor Milt Mucklin flew out to Papua and launched a months-long search. He discovered a retired Dutch missionary, Cornelius van Kessel, who had been living in the AmA area when Rockefeller disappeared. The priest told Mucklin an extraordinary story. A week after the last searchers gave up, he started hearing tribal rumors that the American had been caught and killed. The reason, he claimed, was that 3 years before Rockefeller disappeared, a Dutch police patrol had come to a village called Oostgenep to sort out a tribal headhunting war. Fearing they were about to be attacked, the police opened fire, killing 5 village leaders. By their sacred code, the tribe had to have revenge and take a head, a white man's head like that of the patrol's Dutch leader. That was easier said than done. Then, one day, a group of some 50 Oostgenep men were returning home from a trading trip when they finally got their chance. A white man, exhausted and unarmed, swam towards their canoes just offshore. One of the tribesmen was said to have stabbed him fatally with a 10-foot fishing spear, before they hauled him into a boat and took him to shore, where they chopped him up, cooked him and ate him. The priest said the tribesmen admitted they had killed him as revenge for the police raid. Dutch officials disputed the story, saying that missionaries were unreliable. Besides, sneered one skeptic, an even more bizarre story had leaked out, that Rockefeller was still alive, and kept as a white idol by a tribe near the coast. So what was the truth? White men were regarded as wielders of powerful magic by Pacific tribesmen. When the Allies left the region after Japan's 1945 surrender and stopped dropping air supplies, or cargo, so-called cargo cults sprung up on islands such as Papua New Guinea and Vanuatu. The tribes venerated the Western goods, including canned food, mass-produced clothing, weapons and medicine, that had so drastically altered their lives, and built mock landing strips and lit signal fires in the expectation the Westerners would return. The son of an immensely powerful white man could have made a strong magic totem for any tribe if he conveyed to them who he was. Could the story about Rockefeller's murder have been a cover-up, hiding an even more extraordinary fate? Milt Mucklin didn't have a permit to travel in the AmA region, so he sent photographer Malcolm Kirk. It was Kirk who shot the footage of the white-skinned canoeist, but then Mucklin allowed it to languish for more than 40 years in an American warehouse, until documentary maker Fraser Heston found it. Heston's documentary is called The Search for Michael Rockefeller. He was researching a screenplay based on Milt Mucklin's book about Rockefeller's disappearance when he found around 15 reels of uncut film and sound tapes. It is not clear why it had been gathering dust in a New England vault, but it is believed Mucklin, who died in 2004, felt he didn't have enough footage for a documentary. Malcolm Kirk told me yesterday that he did not believe the mystery man was Rockefeller, though he hadn't noticed him at the time. I can't say I was particularly aware of a light-skinned figure in one of the canoes, but I do recall coming across a reference to an albino male when I glanced through my journal a few weeks ago, he said. This shot of a bearded, light-skinned Caucasian paddling in a canoe full of naked AmA warriors begs more questions than it answers, he says in his documentary, noting that the AmA don't wear beards.
Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Till the next time, much love.